Sonal, you've put out a report today actually saying that while this is great news for India, it gives us some breathing room. At the same time, worries remain because India's fundamentals are weak. Sonal, take us through some of your observations and how you expect both Indian equity and currency markets to react here on.
Well, I think, just to put this in perspective, emerging markets have been recipients of massive inflows since 2009-10 because of the excessively loose policies followed by many central banks, but especially the US Federal Reserve. And on the first signs of tapering in May, there has been a significant reversal of flows from the emerging markets. So yesterday's announcement is sort of positive for the emerging markets because the fear that there would be a continued outflow from emerging markets is something that is possibly being questioned right now. The view now is that if the accommodative policies in US are going to stay for some time, then emerging markets may continue to actually get inflows. I think for India it's obviously important because we are a current account deficit economy and we need our share of capital inflows to finance the deficit. So the pressure we were facing on the balance of payment front on the currency is going to subside in the near term as long as flows continue to come into India. And I think linked to that is really the Reserve Bank of India's reaction. In July, the Reserve Bank has actually tightened the short-term interest rate, taking the overnight rate from 7 quarter to actually 10 quarter in order to prevent the rupee from depreciating. That has clearly had a negative fallout on banks and on corporates. With the pressure on rupee easing, there are expectations that some rollback in those liquidity tightening measures can come through. So from a near-term perspective, of course, it gives a big breather to all emerging markets, particularly ones with a large current account deficit. India falls in that bracket. I think we need to differentiate between the near-term and the medium-term impact because investors will differentiate between economies that are fundamentally more strong and ones that are fundamentally weak.
And the
so while the rising tide has lifted all boats, how sustainable it is, it's going to depend on country-specific circumstances, and we need to focus on our fundamentals, which are still actually very weak.
Right, and that's in fact an opportunity almost for India's policymakers because the US Federal Reserve has given us that necessary room to now focus on the domestic economy, get those reforms going, because the real fear was that if it decided to taper and taper very fast, we would have seen an adverse reaction in India, but it's been a positive surprise really. Let me go across to Meera Sanyal, but before that I want to actually read out what Ben Bernanke had to say about emerging economies, and that's quite an interesting take, saying we think it's very important that emerging markets grow and are prosperous. We pay close attention to what's happening in those countries. It affects the United States. He went on to say what we're trying to do with our monetary policy here, as I think my colleagues in the emerging markets recognize, is trying to create a stronger US economy. A stronger US economy is one of the most important things that could happen to help the economies of emerging markets. Meera Sanyal, a very important admission there coming from the US Fed chief, that it is important that the kind of interconnection that we are seeing between the economies of the West and the emerging economies is something that is now reflecting and something that top policy makers around the world are realizing and recognizing that they simply cannot afford to let emerging economies slow down drastically.
So Shweta, I think this is really proof of it being a very global world. And for those people who say that, the Indian economy has been decoupled or that emerging economies can be decoupled, what we've seen over the last couple of months is clear proof that that's not the case. Some people say that when the Americans choose the President of the United States, they're really choosing the President of the entire global world. And I think that's true of the Federal Reserve as well. What the central bank in the United States does has a very significant effect on the rest of the world. Having said that, I must agree with Sonal. I think this is a window of opportunity which both the Ministry of Finance and the Reserve Bank of India must capitalize on. And the steps that have been taken to stabilize the rupee, I think, were very well taken. They were unusual measures, but more needs to be done in controlling both the fiscal deficit and the current account deficit.
In fact,
bearing in mind this is an election year,
right,
I think we need to keep a very close watch on the fiscal deficit.